We're going to walk you through what delivery looks like today, and we're going to talk through sort of the solution and what it does as a whole. So delivery is essentially a package tracking solution that allows you to monitor and maintain package within an organization and connect that to the receiving and picking data to make sure that as you grab items and as you receive items or as you move items within an organization, you have transparent visibility within the organization as well. Just as we go into this, a couple things to note is that delivery has the ability to work offline on your Android devices. So we do have a application that you would install on the device. And then from there, how it sort of works is that the user would go in and start receiving items within an organization. So in this case, let's just go ahead and receive a PO quickly here. As we receive a PO, essentially the user is going to walk in and scan their purchase order number. Once scanned, you would have the availability to associate tracking numbers to that order itself. So I have a few delivery numbers that are available, and what their user will do is scan the tracking numbers of the packages. Typically what we see is that they utilize the carrier tracking IDs, could be FedEx, could be UPS along the way, but you can also generate a tracking ID by selecting the tracking ID icon here on the right. But in this case, we'll scan a tracking ID from a carrier, and you'll notice along the way it populates the quantity that's available. At this point in time, we'll go ahead and submit that receipt. It'll process those details, creating the tracking IDs along the way. Associating that. And then from there, it's going to print out a tracking ID label. At this point in time, we'll jump over to our delivery application as a whole. And once we jump into our delivery application, what I'll do here is I'll search for that tracking ID to verify the details of what's going on. Within that as well, you'll notice here there's that tracking ID that we just associated to that receipt. You'll also notice that delivery can associate the document numbers that's associated with that delivery, as well as the additional location details of where that's moving to, who sort of delivered it, and the receiving agent that performed the transaction. In addition to that too, if we jump into the actual details of the delivery, you can see that we can link the actual items that are moving with the delivery, as well as the additional timestamps of each step in the process. Now, once this delivery is created, the user has the ability to go into our delivery application and start the delivery process on the mobile device. Once they open the delivery application on the mobile device itself, this is where it'll populate and give you a couple options to move the delivery throughout the next steps. So in this case here, you would have that tracking ID on the left-hand side. You can go ahead and scan that tracking ID number on the box as you're walking through, and you'll notice on the mobile device here, it populates that delivery that needs to go out. Nice thing is there's a variety of ways to manage this as well. You can group delivery IDs together all in one step. You can also verify the details and have multiple deliveries scanned throughout the process. You could perform and deliver 10 packages at once, or give you a couple options available to move and maintain that within the organization. In this case first, I'll go ahead and stage this. This will give you an idea on what this looks like, but essentially staging is a movement of the box, and you want to notate where the box is. So in this case, we're going to say we're going to load this in cart 1. We'll notate it as stage, and you'll see the updated notes here. If I refresh the left-hand side, you'll now notice down here that the delivery is staged in that additional staging location. So there's no limit to the amount of times you can stage an item or delivery that's inside the system here, and this just gives you transparency as the items move it. Once you get to the point that you want to perform a delivery within the application itself, that's where once again you will scan the tracking ID. It'll pull up the delivery on the right-hand side, but then from there you would notate that as delivered. At this point in time, this is where when you're performing the delivery, you have a couple options. One, you can notate the badge of the individual that you're dropping off to. This is sort of the preferred method because you want to verify who you're dropping those packages off to. One other thing I can note, if you hit the other button here, you can have some list of values that present where you're dropping it off to. So maybe if someone's not there, you're leaving it at the reception, you're dropping it in an office, you can make those other notes here as well. But for most of our customers, they will be scanning a badge. So I'll scan a badge of a doctor that I'm dropping this off to, and then we'll just make an additional note here that it's Frank that we're dropping it off to. At this point in time, the camera will populate, and then you can capture a picture of the box and where it's going. And then from there, it will give you your updated sign on the device. This has been updated and passed back to the system. And then with that being said as well, you can go ahead and update and see there's your picture on the left-hand side, as well as the delivered status and who it was dropped off to. So all in all, this is a solution that's going to allow you to maintain and monitor your deliveries. And the nice thing is, with this being said as well, you also have the ability to go to our tracking site here. And the nice thing is with this is that users do not need to have access to RFSmart to access the tracking site. And this is where you can enter in your document number. So if you're expecting a PO to be delivered or a transport or potentially that you have a number for, you could enter that in on the screen, or the internal team will provide you with a tracking number to verify the delivery. And then this is where you could jump in on your own and see the historic details of the delivery, what's expected to come. You can see the history here of the staging notes on what card it's on, what time it was actually moved, and then also the delivered time, along with the picture to associate to the delivery itself, giving you the overall confirmation that the package has moved and been dropped off at the location. So with that being said, this is a package tracking system internally. I appreciate your time today and hope everyone has a great one.